A week ago, we got up at sunrise and took the boat into Sausalito for an annual engine service. It was the first time we saw it out of the water and realized it could fit on a trailer. This is handy if we ever want to ship it somewhere for some other adventure like Southern California.
That line on.
Well done. Look at this. There's the remains of a crab that was taken apart by some kind of bird. Somebody's meal. While we were waiting for the motor to be serviced, we walked over to the Bay model. This is a scale model of the San Francisco Bay and Sacramento San Joaquin Delta. The scale is 1 to 1,000, which equals the size of 2 football fields. It was built in the late 1950s by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to scientifically study the rise and fall of tides as well as water currents, in part to understand trends in sedimentation movements. We located Alameda, our island. Here you can see it with the Oakland estuary on what is the north side of the island. In the year 2000, it became a full-time visitor center and museum, but the building was formerly a warehouse that served as a shipyard during World War II. On our way out of Sausalito, Deanne took this cool picture of this old boat that looks like it's seen plenty of bay waves. All right, today we're taking the boat over to Point Richmond, where we're going to have it hauled out. We're going to have it painted, the bottom of the hull painted, the anti-fouling. We're going to have a new horn installed. We're going to have the new name put on the boat. That's very exciting, very exciting. And it's going to be polished and cleaned up, professionally waxed and polished, which will be nice. Get it bright again. The only thing is that the wind is just picking up. The forecast is pretty strong winds. So I'm anticipating we might get some chop on the way over there. We'll see. We're heading over to Point Richmond where the service yard is. It's a bit windy today, about 15, 16 knot winds. So we've got some wave action here in the slot. Rough. not a sheet of ice out here. It's a little ripply. Swirly, they say. Nothing we can't handle. Nothing the philosopher can't handle. Today, we are on our way to Point Richmond, where we are going to see how the boat's doing. It's been there for about 10 days. We dropped it off 10 days ago, and I haven't heard much. I did text the guy a couple of times and actually asked him if he could add a couple of more little detail projects, and he said he would look into it, get back to me. He never did. But I'm learning that the marine world is kind of lax about communication and schedules and things like this. So we're just going to see where they are, what the status is, and then maybe get an estimate as to when we're going to pick this up. Get on with it. Let's do it. Never been to Point Richmond before, actually, with the exception of dropping off the boat. It'll be interesting. We might have lunch in the town there. It's supposed to be nice. We'll take a look. Here we are at the these boats.
Wow.
We're at the yard. We're gonna find the boat. I see it right now.
Do you?
There it is.
Oh,
Check out the new paint job.
beautiful. And she's got a new name on her.
There it is.
That's so pretty. It looks really good.
Looks good.
Yeah.
And they trimmed the back, it looks like, so that the crap is gone.
Yeah, that looks really good.
It's the new
Very nice.
hull paint. Very nice. Looks good. This is the
Oh, look, they painted the bottom of the engine, baby.
thing. Oh, good.
Like where it gets that stuff.
Yeah, excellent.
Material.
Looks good. We even got scaffolding. Looks like they just have to move the posts to get the bit underneath there, unless they already did. Maybe they did because they've got padding to protect the.
I love how the word looks. It looks small, actually. Which is good.
There's this boat, and then there's that boat, a little bigger. That's the Mouthbuster. Those are the various paints. The thing, the hull, anti-fouling. That there might be the old boat of a friend of ours, or a friend of a friend I play golf with. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we're gonna have a little bit more work done. There's just a little bit more touch up on the window pillars. This is their new paint room. Stick those large boats in there and you can paint them in that controlled environment. It's the workshop. The old downtown of Point Richmond. This looks like a place to have some lunch. We are at the yard picking up the boat today. In fact, they put it in the water. There she is. All ready to go. All these boats waiting for service. Big step. Either waiting for service or they've been serviced and they're waiting for pickup. One of the two. Daydream from Miami.
How do you use this thing?
Do a little inspection. There it is, in situ, in the water, with the name and the horn. Is getting stuff in. We are saying so long to Svensson's until another date when more work needs to be done. We'll fill you in on the work that was completed when we get back to the dock in Alameda. Just putting up the fenders.
Hey, honey, let's try the new horn.
$10? There and back, we burned 15 gallons. What do we got? 14.66. And we're back, and she's in the slip. Looking bright. Nice polished job. Got a little dirty on the trip back, of course. Got to hose it down, but it's looking good. All looks good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Should we have done some sort of name ceremony?
Oh, yeah. But there's still time. I
There's
don't know
still
if it's
time.
time sensitive.
Yeah.
But hey Brian, I heard you did a CPR course, or was it just general safety?
It was certification in CPR and first aid from the American Red Cross Association.
Great.
And it was a half-day course after a 2.5-hour online training that you had to do and take a test. And then once you pass that, you do the practical, which was today.
So tell us about the practical. Did you have to make out with any old men? I'm sorry, I don't know. I could have rephrased that, but I saw you had like a little protective device so you didn't have to put your mouth on somebody else's mouth.
Yeah, that's a big thing nowadays. No contact, no direct skin to skin or fluid to fluid contact.
Gross.
It's funny because all of the demonstrations and the videos that they provide, it's like somebody walks into a room and somebody's passed out on the floor and they whip out their latex gloves. And it's like, we all carry those in our back pocket.
Well, now you have to, I guess.
So most of the kits, like first aid kits, have gloves and some kind of face mask inside of them. If you have to do, mouth to mouth. And we had a bunch, each of us had our own mannequin.
Oh.
Which is designed for training. So you can tilt the head back and open the airway and pinch the nose and breathe. And then when you do the chest compressions, there's actually a click that tells you when you've gone down far enough, because you're supposed to push down 2 inches, which is actually
Wow.
quite a long way.
Did you feel like you...
Disturbingly long. In fact, you'll probably crack some.
Did you get it right the first time, or did you feel like you were pushing down too far?
No, I got it right the first time, because all it is listen for the click.
Oh, okay.
But what it's hard to get right is how quickly you're supposed to do this. And over the years, the recommendations have changed. Today, you're supposed to compress 100 to 120 compressions a minute, which is basically a little under 2 every second.
Wow.
So if you do 2 every second, that would be 120.
That's a lot.
Right. So it's pretty fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you think you'll probably break someone's ribs?
There's a good chance, yeah.
And did they tell you, like, what does that feel like and how gross that would be, and like you should still persist?
Maybe that's what the click is supposed to represent,
Gross.
Click rib, click broken rib, click broken rib. Sorry, buddy.
Nasty.
You'll thank me later.
Here, I have a question, Brian. Did they tell you about any like field expedient things you could do or use to protect your mouth from another person's mouth? It's like no, just you have to be carrying gloves and everything else.
Yeah, it's all designed. I mean, you have these things on your, like in our case, it's all about boating, but it's not like I'm at Safeway and something happens. It's your domain, and if you, in certain circumstances, if you're chartering your boat, then you have to be certified in this, and you have to be carrying this equipment. So it's really meant for environmentally specific emergencies. So I'll check our first aid kit, and I'll throw the mask that I bought for this course in that kit, so it's always there if I needed it. But they also point out that the chance of getting any kind of disease from doing this is extremely low. So it's for everybody's comfort, but it's obviously not necessary, and you wouldn't not do CPR because of this. Also, breathing. You're supposed to do 30 compressions and then 2 breaths.
Yeah.
And it's like they said, if you refuse to do that breath thing, or if the lungs don't expand because perhaps there's something stuck, just do the compressions. So it's the blood circulation that they're most concerned about, keeping blood to the brain rather than the oxygen. So.
Okay, let me ask another question.
Please do.
How long are you supposed to do it for? I mean, like till the ambulance comes?
You're supposed to do it until they gain consciousness again.
Oh, wow.
Regain consciousness. Or the EMTs arrive, because the first thing you do is tell somebody to call 911. So you do it until they get there.
Yeah.
Or you do it until you're too tired to continue to do it.
Really?
I mean,
that's kind of an asinine thing. Oh, sorry, too tired.
Well, obviously, if you're too tired to do it, then there's no choice involved, right? So whatever.
Yeah,
I guess they're saying don't feel guilty if you collapse out of exhaustion.
Oh.
Or for if the situation becomes unsafe. So like, what is the circumstance that caused this? And if the house is burning down, and it's too unsafe to stay there, then you bail. So those are the reasons, but basically you're waiting for the person to regain consciousness or the paramedics arrive.
All right, I'm confused by this whole you don't have to do the breath thing if you don't want to.
Well, that's true.
Is it functional? What is it supposed to be doing?
It doesn't really do much. It I don't know exactly what it does, but I have to actually probably look at John's work, because he did a whole history of CPR.
Really?
Yeah, and essentially the futility of it.
Yeah,
but
really.
I think it is and if, by the way, you have a defibrillator or an AED, then you're probably just trying to keep the blood circulating to the brain, so there's no brain death until you can set that up. If they shock it, maybe the heart starts again. So you're just trying to do what you can in that first couple of minutes. And I don't know all of the data but they've determined that chest compressions matter, and under whatever circumstances the air provision is perhaps not necessary. I don't really know. I'm just telling you what they say.
Creative me is thinking we should make these little vests that you put on a person in this situation that automatically do the pumping of them and
It would
get
be
the breathing.
the amount of pressure you have to put on is too big. It's not.
Oh
You
my
have to
gosh.
put your shoulders directly above, lock your elbows. Push down with your weight
Holy shit.
so that it goes 2 inches down.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of force, and there's no way you could just. This would be a huge thing that's doing this compression. Plus, how big is the person?
Not a job for AI. Crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say about your course today?
I met a guy who bought the exact same model of boat that we've got. So now we're part of a little club of 795 owners, and his is birthed up in Antioch, which is a bit of a distance, but he's going to email me, and we're going to share notes. And he said there's a club, for like an interest club or whatever you call it, on Facebook that people can raise questions about their stuff. And I mentioned that I saw another 795 over at South Beach Marina. So I'm like, there's a few of us in the Bay Area. We should all get together.
Oh yes, let's join more clubs.
Let's create our own club.
All right, boy. Thank you so much for your detail there.
You're quite welcome.
Thank you.